I want to let you know that this session contains adult language, so please use headphones if you are listening around children. Tonight's chalice lighting is by M. Scott Peck. He says, problems do not go away. They must be worked through, or else they remain forever a barrier to the growth and development of the spirit. And with that, I light our chalice. So tonight I'm sharing with you a poem that was written by an anonymous therapist and published in Yes magazine last week. Hello, sweet one. I see how much you care about the world, about your communities, about all of us surviving plagues and capitalism and a world on fire. That clench in your throat, the knot in your gut, the tightness in your breath. This is how our bodies try to hold the world's anguish. We write the wrongness into our bodies, a beautiful and devastating lament. Just because your body can hold all the tragedy, the panic, the tension that it's holding right now, that doesn't mean that you must go on holding it all forever. The loving grandmother in you knows this to be true. Set it down. Somewhere nearby, so you can pick it up again when you need to. But just for a moment, relinquish your illusions of control. Allow yourself to see the many-headed truth monster. It might not all be okay. It might end in flames and death and horror, no matter what you do. Take a moment to acknowledge how fucking awful and sad that truth is. And how not even the worst possible scenario would take away from your inherent worthiness. Simultaneously, it is true that human beings have always fought for one another, cared for one another fiercely, and carried the world's anguish in our bodies. And there are small truths, like that we cannot control the future no matter how much we wish we could. Don't worry when the truths contradict one another. Real truths often do. No matter what, whether it turns out okay in the end or not, you carry the divine within you. You are enough, not because of the things you do, but because of who you are fundamentally, intrinsically, always, and without exception. Take a breath or two to allow yourself to know this. And when we pick up the anxiety again, let us aim for flexibility, movement space, for breath to get in and out of your rib cage, gentleness for the things we can't do, and integrity, giving us the strength and resolve to turn our sometimes excruciating caring into solidarity, mutual aid, and direct action. We are each one person breathing this one breath with common divinity. We can do this together. So I invite you, if you would like to share, to just think about the question, how does all that land with you? For me, it feels like I can definitely feel those moments in my body of holding tension tight and knowing that I've gotten to a place where I can't add any more tension. And so this suggestion to breathe was really helpful to me. And that's a thing that works for me as a practice to let go of bodily tension. So I wanted to share a breath practice with you. And this is inspired by a Buddhist practice called breathing through. Find a comfortable seat and visualize your breath moving through you, in and back out of your lungs. Allow it to mingle back into the air shared by all beings. Even if they can't be in the room with you right now, this gas, this air, is shared throughout the world by all breathing beings. Think of a gentle emotion. It might be love. And visualize it with your breath, moving through you and out, in and back out of your lungs. Allow the love to move into the world and join others' love. You don't have to hold it alone. And now call to mind a harder emotion you've experienced this week, something you might still be holding on to: anger, tension, and visualize it moving through you like your breath, in and back out of your lungs. Allow it to move out into the world and join others' anger, others' tension, others' hard emotion. Allow the whole large world to hold it with you. You don't have to hold it alone. And now return to your breath. Visualize your breath moving through you, in and back out of your lungs. Allow your breath to mingle back into the air shared by all beings. Know that the world is vast large enough to hold it all: air and love and happiness, anger and tension, and air again. The world is there with you, whether you can see it right now or not. And finally, I want to share a song with you that is called Loosen, Loosen, Baby. I learned it this summer at a youth camp, and it was surprising to me how well it fit many of these times when we're tense. So I invite you to sit back and listen.
Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go. Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. You ease like pain.
I invite you now to extinguish the chalice with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you for joining me.